Hello everyone, Teacher Reese one more time, and in today's video we are going to be talking about using basic modal verbs. In this case we have to, should, and must. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk now about modal verbs. What are modal verbs? So last week you were also studying about modal verbs. Just remember that they are kind of helping verbs, okay? And they help us to add meaning to the verb, okay? More meaning to the verb, okay? A different mood in which you express your ideas. Now, it is very important to remember they do not work alone. They always have a verb, okay? We have a lot of different verbs you have been learning: can, must, should, have to, might, could, plenty. Today, we're going to be focusing on have to, should, and must. The basic structure, as you have it in here, is subject plus the modal plus the verb in the base form plus the complement. Now, it is important that you do not use, when you add the verb, I put base verb, do not add the to, all right? In the cases in which we need to add the to, I put it in there, like we have to, have to, I add it in there. So that means that you need that to. But then if you add the verb in the base form, no problem, it's going to be correct. Then we have the verb, the modal auxiliary verb should and must, okay? We have examples: we have to leave now, she should study more, and you must wear a helmet. What do they mean? Well, we're going to see it in the next slide. So let's take a look at this table. So we have the differences. So have to, the meaning is obligation, okay? The example is I have to work. The strength in this sense is like it's external, is coming from an external, it's an external reason, the why that makes you do that thing, all right? And, and in Spanish would be like tener que, all right? If you don't do it, there's going to be a consequence, right? Then we have should, which is advice, giving advice to someone. The example is you should sleep early. This is a suggestion. It's a recommendation that you give. And then the last one is must. Must is a very, very strong obligation. We also use it when we have to follow rules, okay? You cannot break the rules, so it's a very strong obligation. You have to do it, you must do it. In terms of the modal verbs, this one is the strongest, okay? In terms of you have to do something. We cannot translate it into Spanish because it will be also like tiene que, but with a tone like tiene que. You have no other option, okay? You must wear a helmet. And in terms of the strength, I don't know if that's the right word to use. Strength is something internal or a strong rule that you have to follow, okay? Let's move on to the next slide where we can see some examples in action. So look at these examples. So you're in an office with your boss, and then he tells you, you have to be on time. It's something that you have to do, you have to follow, all right? And yeah, your boss can tell you that, or anybody. If you meet with someone, you always have to be on time. Then the next one, down there, it says you should drink more water. So the doctor is giving you a piece of advice so that you follow it, and it's going to be good for you, okay? And then we have the police officers there, very angry. You must not park here. So that is a rule, we cannot break it, okay? So that's why they say must not, all right? Of course, we can use these modal verbs in affirmative and negative forms. So let's move on and you can see it. Now, making negative sentences with them, most of the modal verbs, you just have to add a not in front of it. However, we have to. And this one is an exception because the negative, it's done differently, okay? We have the subject plus the don't or doesn't. That's going to depend on the subject that you're using in the sentence. Then you have to, and then the verb in the base form plus the complement, of course. Then for the other two, as you can see, we have the subject plus the modal verb, and then we just add a not. These ones have contractions, so you can say should not or shouldn't, and you can say must not or mustn't, plus the verb in the base form. So we have the examples in here. You don't have to study tonight. It is not necessary. It's okay. You don't have to. You shouldn't eat junk food. It is bad for you. So it's a recommendation I'm giving you. You shouldn't do that, right? It's a suggestion. You mustn't drink and drive. That is forbidden. It's definitely a rule that there is, and you cannot do that. Now let's talk about yes, no questions, which again, we're going to make the differentiation between have to and the other two, because have to, if you use it, we're talking simple present here, you have to use the same structure of the yes, no questions, okay, for all the other verbs. So you use do or does depending on the subject, then you add the subject, have to, and then the verb in the base form, always a complement, okay? And then for should and must, very simple as the most of the other modal verbs, you're gonna add the should or the must at the very beginning, then you add the subject and then the verb in the base form plus the complement if you have some. So I have the three different, the affirmative sentence, and then we change it to a question, to a yes, no question. She has to go out. Does she have to go out? What are the possible answers? Then the possible answers are yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. All right. Remember, we always answer with the modal verb that we're using. We should eat more vegetables. Should we eat more vegetables? Well, yes, we should, or no, we shouldn't. And then he must go there. Must he go there? Must he go there? Yes, he must, or no, he mustn't. Okay. Keep that in mind, and let's move on to the WH questions. For the WH questions with these models, the have to is going to be different. So we're going to have the WH, and then we're going to keep the structure of the yes, no question, which is with do or does, depending on the subject that you're using. And then for should and must, the same as the yes, no question, it's just that you add the WH word at the beginning, right? WH word plus should or must, plus the subject, plus the verb in the base form. In both cases, you always add complement if you have it. Then we have three different examples. Where does Stephen have to go? Well, he has to go to school. What should I do? If I am asking this to somebody else, I'm asking for advice. Hey, what should I do? What do you think I should do, right? So this other person can answer, you should rest a bit. I actually should do that. Well, okay. And then the last one, who must attend the meeting? Karen and Janet must attend the meeting, right? So this is everything for this video. It's quite short. I think is coming along very similar to the previous week. But it's just important for you to know how to use and what they mean, and just to see the structure. So anyway, if you have any questions, you can always ask on your WhatsApp group with your teacher, or you can ask questions during the class and complete the work in the Google Classroom, complete the worksheet. And yep, that's everything for today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.